All right, hey everybody, and welcome to week 7 of our EDMA 637 Lakeville journey, and our last kind of Sunday night instructional piece. And I'm going to add a word to the word that I've been using a lot during this term, and that first word was professionalism. So I'm going to add another word to it, and that is creativity. And I want to give you guys props from your side, from me to you, about your level of creativity that has come from your level of professionalism. One of the things that I'm a firm believer in is that we are no longer just educators anymore. We are entertainers. And it's our job to continuously push that envelope to engage students. And creativity brings you to that place. And so the work that I've seen in your Hyperdoc and your websites shows this level of engagement. And I want you to continue to push that level throughout your time as an educator, because the way that kids learn today is different than they learned when I was in school. Video games are prominent. Technology, they're stuck in it. And it really does enthuse them when you bring in a level of engagement. So I want to give you continued encouragement and positive vibes kind of coming at you for your level of creativity throughout this process. Because as I've looked at things, I cannot tell you how proud I would be if I was a parent of a child in your classroom. As I said a few weeks ago, it looks like a great place to be as a learner. So keep at that. And again, keep going with this idea of how do I create engagement through creativity in our current learning models. So we got a short week this week. We're going to kind of wrap up everything by Wednesday, which I think is a good thing. The good news is you only have two things to do this week. Very, very straightforward, very simple. So thing one is you're going to review some classmates' hyperdocs. So what you'll see in this slide deck, I think right below this video actually, is a list. So it'll have the student list and then who you review. And the website, we reviewed one classmate. For this one, I'm going to ask you to review two. So you're going to review two of your classmates' work. I do encourage you to look at them all. You'll have access to all of them as well. The second piece this week is a course evaluation. And again, this is kind of my thing. I'm kind of curious about how I can improve as an educator. And so I do appreciate your honesty and feedback. And you're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm one that really does value feedback throughout this process. There's a few other things built into this slide deck, nothing of assignment, but just more informational at this point. There's a short piece on Skype. I think we've kind of gotten away from Skype with Google Meet and with Zoom and some other WebEx and some other things, but Skype does have a few kind of key cool components. There's a piece in here on TED Talks. We haven't done TED Talks this term. And one of the things, if you've never done them before, if you go into their website, create an account, it asks you a bunch of questions, and then it sends you TED Talks that fit you. Okay, which I think is a really neat way for professional development. It gives you another insight on kind of what would fit in your world. Every time I watch a TED Talk, I wonder, could I ever do one of those? Could you ever do one of those? How could we take our knowledge and share it out in a way that would give other people some of the information that we've gained from other educators throughout the process? Uh, you'll see a piece on Edutopia. I know a lot of you use Edutopia for your weekly technology spotlight. To me, that is a very valuable tech tool, and I encourage you to keep digging into there. There's a piece in here on Google Earth. For those of you that teach anything related to science, geography, social studies, to me, Google Earth is invaluable to be able to take your students somewhere in our current structure and compare it to either historically what it looked like or kind of compare it to where we currently live in our structure and how far away it is. You can look at longitude and latitude. You can look at weather patterns. You can look at a lot of different things in Google Earth. If you've never used Google Earth, I really do challenge you to take a peek at it. Such a great tool for this global connection idea. How do we get that information to our students and stepping outside of our classroom without leaving our classroom if that is the constraints we're bound into in some situations, okay? You also get the ability to look at every one of your assessments, except for assessment 4, which we did in a Google Doc, and it really wasn't all that shareable. So you'll see them all. Uh, you have the ability to use this throughout as a resource. I appreciate your adding to this as we've gone along. Obviously, I put them together for you. You'll also see piece on your infographics and the YouTube playlist. Please understand, those things are stealable. Steal them. If you want to use them in your setting, steal them. And I have tried to accumulate from previous courses. So you'll see a little bit more depth on some of them to give you more examples on things to use and to be able to share with each other. I think that's a really powerful thing. Um, you'll see a little bit more detail on course evaluations. I am a big believer in this, not only from you to me, but also from your students to you as an educator and your parents to you as an educator. You'll see two samples that I use in my environment. I think it's a really good idea to put out evaluations for your parent groups. Sometimes you'll get kind of beat back just a bit. Sometimes you'll get very positive affirmation. But the number one thing is you can learn how you can get a little better to hit every student one bit better. I put these out to my students every term, every parent, every term. I get about probably 50 to 60% return, but that's good for me. And I love the fact that I can take that constructive criticism and make me better as a teacher. You don't have to listen to it all. It's really important. There's people that are filling these out that don't know the backside of a lot of why you do what you do, but it does give you an opportunity to share a little bit of information or get shared with, and just understand a little bit more about how your learners learn and what parents believe would help them learn. I think that's really important. Um, as we finish this up, talk a little bit about grading. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm hoping to have all of your work graded and in these individual, what I call the Roy G. Biv rainbow grading sheets by Wednesday. That's my goal. I'm going to get the HyperDocs graded soon, and we'll get those in there. So Wednesday would be a target, maybe sooner. So you'll have that there. Now you're going to kind of take a look at it. I want you to make sure that jives with what you think your scores should have been. Um, and then if I don't hear from you at all, I'm just going to assume we're going to go with that. And then on Friday, I will post your final grades to the St. Mary's website. Um, uh, and I think most of you are in pretty good shape. There really isn't a fear issue about your grades or grade point average on this because you've done incredibly professional work and prompt stuff. So I applaud you for that. So hopefully by Friday mid-morning, I'll have those posted. I'll send you an email once I have them posted as well, just to make sure that you know that they're done. Okay. And then lastly, as we go forward, a couple things. First of all, I want you to know that throughout this process, I feel like you've been a resource for me. I've tried to be a resource for you. As you go forward into your next master's class, as you finish this and you go into next fall and you're getting some stuff set up, if you have a question, please reach out to me. My emails, my cell phones aren't going to change. And I love it when I get an email from a former St. Mary student saying, "Hey, have you ever tried this? Could you help me walk me through this real quick?" I would love to do that. I think that's part of what we do as educators is to make that happen. We all learn from each other. None of us know all the answers. And so the ability to dig into that and figure out how we do that is important. I think I put it in the text on the last slide, but I honestly, I would absolutely value and look forward to the opportunity to work with any of you down the road someday. I don't know that I'm going to stay in my role here as a teacher in St. James, Minnesota forever. I might get out of here. You never know. I might look at college teaching. I might look at going to a different school system. Who knows? Maybe I'll be somebody who does some other work in my life. And I think it's important to note that I value our interactions and I look forward to the opportunity again to work with you on a professional level. Um, so, last parting things. Number one, take care of yourself. I think this is important. Give yourself some space to breathe and relax and take a break here as winter is beginning to end and the sun is beginning to shine. Um, Enjoy the rest of your school year. Do what you can to value that time you have with students, because I know this year it's been minimal. But if you get that opportunity to value that a little bit more, but please take care of yourself and your families first. Be safe, Mask up when you can. Mask up all the time. Let's keep our schools open to the best of our abilities. And then finally, I just want to take you back. And again, this is about learning about relationships and people and really valuing who you are as students. To Katie and Michelle, who are getting married this summer, congratulations to you and good luck. To Brooks Coffee Talk, keep doing this. I actually looked at this quite a bit, and I love you sharing a lot about you and about your classroom. To Crystal's history at the Girl Scout camps, what a great training ground for a teacher in making. To Richard, your veteran colleague, keep being a veteran, but keep being one that learns all the time. Amanda's got a crazy right pinky. It doesn't sit flat. Okay, it bends or something. I don't know about that. Amy and her husband have a chocolate lab named Bentley, which what more would a new baby like in a chocolate lab? A chocolate lab, right? To Danny's new townhouse. Sounds like she's moving into something that's great. To Britton, who likes to decorate for Christmas really, really early. All of you have these crazy cool things about your own personality, and those are super cool. And if you remember what mine was being a member of the Minnesota Winemakers Club. I'm not making wine yet. It's one of my future goals, but I definitely might drink a little. So here's to you. Toast to the EDMA 630. Okay. Good luck to you. Reach out to me. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Enjoy the rest of your time. Good luck. And finally, and maybe most importantly, congratulations on the really close to the end of your master's journey. You've done great work. Be proud. Take care, everybody.